Blended Kingdom Teens is all about the real-life struggles of living with divorced parents.
We give you honest conversation and practical tools for living out your identity and purpose as we chase after God together. Hey, BKT!
What is up? It's Jerzi.
And Sidney. And today we're going to bring you guys kind of a harder topic, I would say.
Yeah.
Something that not a lot of people talk about, but it needs to be talked about. And that is, does being in a divorce/blended family get easier as you get older? When you hear that question, if you're older and you've have divorced parents or you're in a blended situation, the first answer that comes to your mind is no.
Yeah.
It's no.
Truthfully.
It's, and like, to be so honest, that is the truth. But we don't say that to be like, there's no point, it's going to be terrible the entire time. We don't say that in that manner. We say it to be honest with you guys because we don't want to give you like a fake reaction or a fake like reality of what it's like, even us going into college. So we're going to talk about some of the things that we kind of just like struggled with, some of the reasons of as to why we said no to that, and just kind of give y'all a little bit of advice on like just in those moments of like this seems so dumb and like just hard, like in those moments, like give you just a little bit of advice of some things to lean on. Speaking of which, Jerzi, would you like to read the scripture for today?
Yes, I would actually love to. This is so good for what we're talking about. It is Proverbs 3:5-6. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your paths." I mean, this journey is not easy. It's not something that we asked for as children and as kids of our parents. And so as we get older, it even becomes more confusing sometimes and harder for you to figure out, how you're going to make decisions for the holidays or where you're going to stay when you come home from college or how you're going to navigate a certain situation whenever others around you don't have divorced families. What that looks like. And the foundation of what we're talking about today, at the end of the day, everything we speak about today, it is all founded on the fact that we just need to trust in God.
Yeah. We
need to trust in him. His ways are higher than our ways. His plans are greater than our plans and anything that we could make of ourselves out of this. So that verse is just going to lead us into talking about different things, different obstacles that have come up in our lives as we get older in a divorced family, and different ways that we have continued through it, trusting in God.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to start off with we're just going to go right into it. Yeah. We're just going to say one of the, we're going to go junior year.
Okay.
So pretty old.
Okay.
Up until now. So sophomores in college.
Yeah.
What has been the hardest thing as far as if you want to go time management, you can. If you want to go like family, like actual individual people, like take it wherever you want it to go. But like what has been like the hardest thing just to, I would say, deal with?
Okay. So I would say the hardest thing for me would just be like having a split home. Like I would say as I got older, I never stopped. Like once I got to one like my dad's house, I was like missing my mom.
Yeah.
And when I'm at my mom's house and we're doing our thing, I miss my dad. And so for me, it got harder as I got older, just like how much I missed my other home. But I was very thankful that I had such great co-parents and an availability to love both homes. Like I know that's not always the story. And so that got hard. And now that I'm in college, I had a schedule. Like Saturday through Wednesday, Wednesday through Saturday, like complete split weeks at both my houses. And so now that I'm in college, I have this freedom to choose. And maybe to even it is so fun living at one place. Like being in college is like a divorced kid's dream.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Or being on your own, even just like having your own space is
oh, it's so it's my dream. Like I'm so happy I got to live in a full year with everything in one closet, slept in one bed. Like it was the coolest experience ever. But coming home, it made it hard.
Yeah.
It made it really, really hard for me to be like,
Yeah.
I'm staying here, but I'm only home for a week, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go see a friend, and I'm going to... So, like, that was really difficult for me, and I just had to be honest with my parents.
Yeah.
I would call my mom, and I would just cry and be like, listen, I feel like such a divorced kid right now.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be something I'm ashamed of, but I'm so heavy right now with this, and I'm so, like, emo-mo.
Yeah, emotional.
I'm so emotional right now about having divorced families. Like, I don't want this right now. And you would think that, Jerzi, this happened to you in 3rd grade. Like,
Right. Yeah.
you should have grown out of this. Like,
You don't grow out of it.
It happened a long time ago, but it's a part of you. It's your identity. It's your testimony, and we are thankful that it's a part of our testimony. Right. But it doesn't make it easier.
And easier.
But, so yeah. How about you, Sidney? What would you say from your parents got divorced when you were 12? Mm-hmm. And so what would you say growing up, what was a hard thing that didn't get easier growing up?
Man. I mean, I can completely agree with what you said about having the one home. That was definitely different. That was hard. Going to college was such a breath of fresh air because everything was in one place and I had one home. And so probably for me, going and growing up is, and this might be somebody who's like listening, is like I slowly started to lose relationship with one of my parents. Like you flip back and forth this summer after your freshman year, and I don't. I live with my dad full time, and I go and stay with my mom every once in a while. And so it's definitely just been harder on the relationships between us because of that. Because it was my choice. My home is Abilene, Texas. Like it's the place that I've made my home.
Yeah.
Since that idea of home has been kind of just like disrupted because of the divorce. So just probably the relationships being strained throughout that time has definitely been hard. But at the end of the day, I just remember that like there's this like little quote that's like, our hearts yearn for something that earth cannot provide, which means that heaven must be our home. And so like even like growing up, it's going to get harder having like that constant worldly reality that your parents are divorced.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you might, like me, have a weird idea of home, but home is in heaven. And you'll go there one day and you'll be with Jesus and you'll be with all your friends and family. And it's like, so it's kind of just refreshing to think about because it's hard to think about all the time. And you're like, I don't want to be a divorced kid right now. And I completely agree with that. It's so hard, not only with just like the flipping back and forth, but like I said, the relationship straining, which is not the case that I wanted, but it is what I simply got.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And I'll say just some advice to someone who feels like as they're getting older, it is not getting easier. You're growing.
Yeah.
You're learning. It doesn't get easier. New things pop up because as you get older, there's different obstacles you're facing as you age. But so it doesn't exactly get easier, but you're growing more. Like I would say I can really manage my time and my energy better. Like I feel so bad and on holidays or something whenever I feel like I've given all of my energy and all of my time to one parent, that I like leave the other empty. But as you get older, you will find the time and energy, and you'll also be able to communicate. As you grow up, you're going to learn. Like we can all say as divorced kids, we have failed on communication before. Like it's hard. It's not something that you like grew up knowing that you had to say, explain every event twice, send out 2 invitations, explain what you're doing to 2 like people because they're not one. Like that's hard. But as you get older, you will learn how to manage your time, manage your energy better, and have honest conversations with your parents about, hey, like this is where I'm at. I have multiple of those conversations a week, and it is so humbling because like my parents are still divorced parents. Like they're not just married happy couple, like they are, but like they went through the divorce too, just like you, and they're not like out of boundaries to be able to understand how you're feeling. So communicate, you're growing. And we're proud of you and we're praying for you. And it's hard, but we're doing this together. So
you're not alone in like all this, because
You're not alone.
it's the same thing, different font for every situation.
Yeah.
So,
and gosh, pray Proverbs 3, 5 and 6 over yourself. Like, Lord, let me trust you today. Like, let me not think worldly on this and think solely of what you have for me in the future. Yeah. So we are praying right next to y'all, Proverbs 3, 5 and 6 over you, and over ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, this needed to be said.
It snaps.
This needed to be said. It's a hard conversation. It's a hard thing to even process and think about, but it needs to be talked about more. We can't just hide these like little snippets of ourselves away, because it's big things that we're going through and we need to talk about them.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, if there's anything you guys want us to just think about, pray about, please let us know. Email, DM, all the fun ways, all the things to contact us. We'd love to be with you guys through these harder moments, because you need community in those. But as always, we just love you so much. We hope you have a great rest of your day, and always remember to stay strong and courageous.
Bye.